Good day, I am Tambalo and I will be doing the artist talk. The art that I do is mostly customization of shoes, apparel, and bags, as well as drumming. So the first artwork that I would like to share with you is this custom Air Force Ones. This blue shoes made of suede. I have put paisley patterns on there from handkerchiefs that I got from somewhere in our house. And aside from that, I used acrylic markers to put some text on the midsole. In fact, I put the words express on the right shoe and thyself on the other shoe to show that I want to express myself and like a reminder to those who see it that they should express themselves as well. Aside from that, you can see on the shoelace part that I put a daisy on there, a pendant sort of, to show my affinity for flowers. Here is a custom Chuck Taylor 70s. This is a shoe that I bought using my savings, and since I saw it as a canvas, I thought of putting a figure of a daisy as well as the ones we see on the internet. So mostly you can say that the figures in here are appropriated. And so to appropriate these things onto the right and left shoe, I used acrylic markers again. And aside from that, you can see that on the right pair, we have a ring that is held by a seaman's hook, sort of. And so I also put, if you can see, it's so small. There's a daisy on the shoelace as well. There's a daisy design. So aside from shoes, I have bags. And these five bags used to be and seemed to me like blank canvases that needed some design. So to show again myself, my like for butterflies, for flowers, and just customizing stuff to make it feel mine, to make it look like it's one of a kind. Um, in here, I sewed patches, I put enamel pins, I even reused, repurposed, in fact, a sunflower ponytail. I also repurposed an unused necklace. And I think these are still a work in progress because I feel like anytime soon I will be adding a bunch of other artistic elements in here. So moving on to drumming, here's a picture of me at our home's music area. Uh, these drums are the same ones that I used to learn them. And these are also the ones that my uncle used. In fact, inspired me to start drumming. And so, if you may ask who was my primary impetus, who forced me, who gave me that urge to do art, it was Kwon Ji-young, or mostly known as G-Dragon. He was famous for being a member of Big Bang. So he is from South Korea and he does songwriting and producing for his Big Bang group. Most if all of their music was done by him. In a documentary, in fact, I saw him customizing shoes and some apparels, some bags, and some clothes that he had. He customized them using markers. So I would like to say that I was inspired by him, his process, and his thinking um, that those bags, those shoes, those apparels are a connection of him. In fact, it is a way for him to share his feelings. And so that's what I try to do in most of the art that I do. Put in emotion, put in meaning, um, just express myself. So aside from customizing, he also does painting and drawing. In fact, he is an avid collector of artworks, and because of him, I've researched and looked at a bunch of galleries locally. I focus more on the local art, and just recently I also realized the importance of studying um, the international art, the history of art, and the meanings behind each movement, each art movement that there was. And I saw that seeing uh, inspiration is very important. So again, like what I said, some influences that I do in drumming, in customizing, first is abstract, modern, contemporary, and pop art. As you may notice, um, most of my art were heavily inspired, almost like object appropriation or style appropriation, because I'm still learning myself, learning my technique, learning what I like, learning what I don't like, and learning how to just put things on a blank canvas. I derive most of my inspirations from local artists that I have found online, and just the collection of works on the internet of famous artists. In fact, I would like to share that my current most favorite art movement is the Impressionist movement. I liked it because of its uh, revolutionary aspect of like neglecting, not really neglecting, but sort of deviating from the classical rules that you have to be this precise, this detailed. I like the way that they put um, put their heart, like um, put their self, put themselves first. How they saw it, how they felt like they saw it, and the like. So aside from that, I also am influenced by nature. Because of GD, he liked flowers, and as an environmentalist, as a aspiring environmental worker, um, I like to see the patterns in nature and just put them on any any canvas that I see, primarily like apparel and bags and shoes. And aside from that, in drumming especially, I am also inspired by famous OPM, or original Filipino music drummers, as well as some Black American drummers. I am inspired by them because mostly I listen to their music, and I aspire to have their understand their playing style and apply it to different songs. So there's is a sort of appropriation every time I do drumming. In fact, I think every drummer is appropriating something, because um, music is like continuously uh, building a piece that never ends to grow and expand because of the many drummers, of the many cultures that impart their styles into it. And so that's how I do art. And those are my influences, and that's how I see and look at art. Thank you.